Hi friends! This video is going to explain your persuasive paper outline, but just so you know, the outline for the paper and the outline for the speech are basically the exact same. The only difference really is that you are switching sides of your topic between the two. So this outline is what you'll use for both the paper and the speech. You fill this out once you have completed your research process. So you should have a full research journal that has 5, 6, 7 articles maybe that you're going to use in your paper and your speech, and you've analyzed them, you've thoroughly read them all, you've taken notes on them, and your research journal is pretty much done at this point. So to start, when you do the introduction for the paper, the introduction is about 1 page in length. So you start with the hook, and then all of this with the pink stuff, all this page is just the introduction paragraph. And again, that's about a page. So start with a hook. It could be an interesting story, statistic. We've taken notes on hooks. So decide what you want to do that'll right away grab the reader's attention. And then you go down to explaining the controversy. So what is the controversy? For example, pro-life people believe that abortion is murder, while pro-choice believe in the woman's right to her body. So note that the controversy statement and the background information can switch order in the introduction. So you can explain the controversy here, or you could do the background information first, whatever you want to do. These two things can switch order. But anyway, you set up the controversy. What do some people believe versus what other people believe about your topic? And then you have a lot of background information. You really want to explain to people what this whole controversy is, where it's come, its progression. Like, for example, if your topic is the death penalty has been legal for a very long time in a lot of places, and then states have kind of done their own thing after that. So, like, what's the progression of the issue? How has it changed over time? When did it first start becoming an issue? When did it first begin? What happened over time? What have been laws or policies regarding the issue? So have there been laws in the past? Have laws changed at all? Who are some people associated with the issue? How are they important? So what sorts of people have been associated? Are there any like big names that stand out with this issue? Are there any definitions? If there's some terms that people might not know just off the top of their head, you can use this time to throw in some definitions of specific word choices that people need to understand. Remember to cite your sources. So you'll have to use your in-text citations, cite all sources. If you use any research, which you probably will, to explain these things, you're going to have to cite where you got that information from. Then you state your thesis. So it should be very simple, very straightforward, 1 sentence, basically what it is that you are trying to prove. This is when you chose it back when you chose your topic and you filled out that topic list specifics form. It should just be 1 sentence. As well as explaining the controversy, note that this is only 1 sentence too. And then you're going to list your 2 main points that support your thesis. So just list them. What are your 2 main arguments that you're going to use that support your point and why you are correct? So basically just stating them. Then down here, we're going to start this blue section. This is where you're going to start your first body paragraph. So you need 2 body paragraphs, which means you need 2 really strong points that argue your side and support your thesis. So in this first box, state your first supporting argument. What is it that in this body paragraph you are going to argue? Then you're going to start stating evidence. You should have more than 1 example of evidence, but this is where you're going to use your research. What research proves your point? Use multiple examples, and then analyze and interpret the meaning of that evidence. So once you put a quote in, you can't just leave it at that. You have to explain, what does that mean? Tell us the meaning of the quote or the research that you just used. And then explain how the evidence helps support your thesis. So how does this evidence that you gave and explained, how does that support what you are trying to say overall in this paper? Then you need to at least mention 1 opposing argument to what you are saying here, right? So what does the other side have to say about what you are currently saying? It's kind of odd sometimes to think about mentioning what the opposing side is saying, but you just want to say that because then you're going to refute that down here at the very bottom. So you'll end the paragraph, by refuting what the other side has to say. So even though the other side has an argument, you are going to say why that argument is incorrect and why your argument is correct. So by the end of the paragraph, you've proved this point, basically. Then you do the exact same thing for your second argument. So state your second supporting argument, state the evidence that supports it, make sure you cite it properly, and there should be more than one example of evidence in research. Analyze or interpret what it means, how it helps support your thesis, mention the opposing argument, and then refute the opposing argument and say why it's wrong. Each body paragraph should be about 1 page, probably, or close to a page. Note it says 11 to 15 sentences per point. The conclusion is usually about a half a page, sometimes less, depending. But in the conclusion, you're going to restate the thesis and main points like you generally do in a conclusion paragraph. Don't restate it the exact same way, but restate it in a different way. And then you're going to make the final statement that makes a call to action or states the importance of the issue. So the last statement that you make really needs to emphasize the importance of this issue or calls for people to do something and act because of how important it is. I hope this isn't too overwhelming, but let me know if you have questions. I am here for you. I know this paper is kind of a beast, but we got this. We can do it. Let me know what you need and have a great day. Thank you for listening.